The staff of a U.S. newspaper finds itself in the headlines this morning. The Capital Gazette in Annapolis, Maryland, published today's edition, as usual, less than 24 hours after a gunman killed 5 staffers. And there you see the front page with the victims right atop, their names and their pictures, 4 journalists and a sales assistant. Inside, a tribute. The opinion page blank, in memory of their fallen colleagues, along with a message for readers. Tomorrow, it says, the paper will return to its steady purpose of offering informed opinion. This morning, though, speechless. And we are learning the suspect has been charged with those 5 deaths, 5 counts of first-degree murder. Let's go to Lindsay Duncombe, who is nearby there, of course, in Washington. Lindsay, we expect to see that gunman in court later this morning.
Yes, and this is a person who had a long-standing grudge against the paper. Ramos was actually featured in an editorial or a column about a harassment lawsuit that he pleaded guilty to in 2011, and he sued the paper over that. And the former publisher of the paper described that experience to the Baltimore Sun this morning, saying that it was followed by a series of online threats that were escalated throughout the years. So this is someone who had apparently a targeted reason for going to that newspaper, although police do continue to investigate, Heather.
I mean, it's just a horrific situation, but the timing of when this happens, a shooting directed at journalists, some in the media, of course. We have seen a lot of hostile talk directed at the media, some coming from the highest levels of public office, from the president, from his White House staffers. So on that point, what kind of talk and reaction are we getting this morning, Lindsay?
Well, in the immediate aftermath, I think media organizations were rattled, not knowing what the situation was. There was extra security at newspapers and people really wondering if this particular attack had anything to do with the president and the kinds of things that he's been saying repeatedly now, calling the media the enemy of the people. And Donald Trump did react in a sort of predictable way to this shooting with a tweet. Here's what he said. He said, "Prior to departing Wisconsin, I was briefed on the shooting at the Capital Gazette in Annapolis. My thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families, thanking all the responders who are currently on the scene." Then as he was leaving, shortly after sending that tweet, Donald Trump was leaving the White House, waving at reporters, but did not take any questions as they were shouted at him. And certainly for people who survived the shooting, this is not enough. Here are some of what they said.
I appreciate the prayers. I was praying the entire time I was under that desk. I want your prayers, but I want something else.
I was praying when he started reloading that shotgun that there weren't going to be more bodies. And you know what? If we're at a position in our society where all we can offer each other is prayers, then where are we?
And of course, this is a fresh horror for a country that is used to shootings in schools, in movie theaters, even concerts. And again, at this time, there are more calls for gun control on the left and not on the right.
Lindsay, thank you very much. Lindsay Duncombe is in Washington.